Hi, this is Dr. Hausner, and this is our weekly update. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the papers that I've received of late. I'm going to give you some tips not just for the last couple of assignments for our class, but something that you can carry forward with you for all the classes and into your capstone project as well. So the first of all, the good news is you're all very, very good writers. You're excellent writers, and that's really the first hurdle to overcome, is being a good writer, and you are. So the next couple of things I'm going to mention are basically just tips to take you to the next level of graduate level expectations, and we'll give your papers a clean look. And again, these are just some suggestions that I think that you should be implementing right away, and they're not that tough. They're not earth-shattering. Number one is to proofread. Sounds simple, but there were a number of papers that came my way most recently that were not proofread. It's very obvious because, Word gives us the red underline and the green underline for spelling and grammatical errors and suggestions, and there were a number of those. So when you turn something in, you need to proofread it very simply, and you'll catch yourself submitting something that isn't really ready to go. Another tip is to consider your audience. Now, your audience for these assignments, of course, is me. And I look at these papers through a couple of lenses. Lens number one is obviously I'm the professor, so I'm grading and assessing the paper. Lens number two, and this is the hardest one as a writer to try to meet, and that is consider me as a layperson. So I don't know the jargon of education, all the acronyms. Well, of course, I do, but pretend that I don't. And that way your paper will flow a lot better. And, for example, the acronyms, if you use one, which is fine, make sure you spell out what it is, first of all, the first time through, and then you can use the acronym throughout. You might even want to give a little descriptor of what that means. So, again, consider the various audiences. One, professor, and two, somebody who's more of a layperson. Another tip is to take a look at the rubric. It's critical that you look at the rubric and also the assignment as it's listed in Blackboard and on the syllabus to see what the expectation is before you turn in the assignment. For example, last time there had to be 2 references and 2 citations in the paper, but many of you turned in the paper with just 1. So maybe you didn't catch that in looking through the rubric. Number 2, the page length was 4 pages. There was a multitude of papers that were turned in that were 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. And that's unacceptable. You want to stick to what the assignment says. If it's 4 pages, it's 4 pages. So you're going to have to learn to be more precise and more succinct. The title of the papers. Title of the paper should not be the name of the assignment. So the last one was interview paper. That should not be the title. The title should be something a little bit more catchy, something that the reader is interested in, and makes the reader want to progress further. And, hey, I want to read that article. I want to read that paper. Maybe it's something that you gleaned from the research and from doing the paper itself. So make sure your titles are a little bit more catchy. And my last tip is to partner up. And I know it's a little bit more difficult in an online environment, but you're getting to know each other through our discussions, through our synchronous sessions, but you're also getting to know each other because you're in a group now and working on a project together. So my suggestion is to find somebody that you feel comfortable with and have a writing partner. And that'll help you in a couple of ways. Number one, it's another set of eyes looking at your paper. So they're going to catch some mistakes that, quite honestly, as writers, we glean right over. We don't even see it. But somebody else, it'll stand out to them. So somebody can edit your paper before you turn it in to your professor. Number two, and this is something that I saw when I was in my doctoral program, is I became a better writer by reading the writing of my peers. And I think that'll hold true for you as well. So those are some tips. Jot them down. Try to implement them, or I think more than try, I think you should implement those beginning the very next paper and carry them forward throughout this program. So the next time we get together, outside of these weekly little videos, not till the end of the month, but in the meantime, you can get a hold of me via text or email, and I look forward to chatting with you. And until then, have a great week, and God bless.